I decided that today was going to be the day that I made another episode. I haven't done it in a while. I have a podcast called The Human Happy Hour where we interview people. You should definitely check that out. But basically, I have these times where I put things on my Facebook wall and I get a bunch of comments. And over the years, I've realized that the same things I hear on there are echoed in the media from different sorts of people. Like Trump supporters all seem to say the same thing. Left wingers all seem to say the same thing. So I wanted to share this with you. I put up this post. Um, this is on Facebook. I changed the name so you only get first names. So I wrote, there should be no billionaires on a planet filled with good people. This was the meme that I put up. Let's see. Nobody needs $1 billion. Imagine how different your life would be if you made $1 million a year. That's $83,000 a month or 480 every hour. Okay. Um, Even the poorest billionaire could spend $1 million a year for 1,000 years before running out. Jeff Bezos could have spent $1 million a year since the Stone Age and still have $157 billion today. Nobody needs that much money. So then one of my Facebook friends, Mark, wrote, you make the money, you can spend it any way you want. Okay, I'm going to break these up because sometimes I don't understand what they mean. The first part, you make the money, you can spend it any way you want. Yes, that's true. However, when somebody becomes rich to a point where they can influence society, that's where the regulations should kick in. You could have 1,000 cars, 1,000 boats. I don't care. 1,000 houses. I don't care. I would like you to pay your share of taxes. Actually, I would like rich people to pay a little more taxes than everybody else. Um, Other than the way it was in the 1950s when everybody was doing wonderful, everybody was amazing. Everybody could pay for, could have one job in the household. They could put their kids through college. They could get 2 vacations a year. They had a car. They had a house. They had health care. They had yeah, protection from that their wages wouldn't end, like by losing their job. Everything was better in the 50s. There's a reason why everything was better. It was because rich people were charged like ridiculous amounts. I think it's somewhere above 85%. I know it's above 75%. I'm pretty sure it's above 85%. I'll look it up. But thanks to Ronald Reagan in the 80s, everything changed. He gave tax breaks to the rich, the whole trickle down economics bullshit, where he said that if rich people are making more money, they'll reinvest it back into their businesses and create new jobs. That didn't happen. So, yeah, Ronald fucking Reagan. So trickle down on economics doesn't work. Okay, now back to you make the money, you can spend it any way you want. Yes. Okay. But once you become really, 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 really wealthy and you can influence legislation by spending money, like say through lobbying, what lobbying is basically you're paying, you have a representative. If you own a tobacco company or you own a gun company or you own oil company, fucking military, whatever, pharma, you have people that go into Washington, and what they do is they go around and campaign. They go around and they campaign. They go around and they offer money to politicians' campaigns for no favors. Just here you go. No, they're offering money because they want them to vote in their direction, which the lobbyists are being sent by the uber rich. Okay, so now you have these super rich people paying lobbyists to give money to campaign to support politicians' campaigns, and they're not going to give it to Bernie. I mean, Bernie said, I don't take any money from anybody, any big. No one's going to give it to you anyway because they don't like what your policies are, because your policies are for the people, not for the corporations and the rich people. Anyway, I'm glad that you don't take any money, but I'm just saying I don't think they're going to give it to you anyway. So then the politicians who are being given millions and millions of dollars for their campaign. By the way, you can't really get elected unless you get millions of dollars, because you need to spend money on advertising, and if you're not in the public eye, because people seem to need to see you rather than read your policies, they need to like you. So you get to now spend money on PR people, on wardrobe, on people that are that basically make your whole persona or your character. Make sure you're tall enough or appear tall enough in videos, like all this shit. It all comes down, right? The rich people aren't going to give money to people that are going to be against their interests. Okay, they're not going to. If you think that, you're out of your fucking mind. Okay, maybe one, maybe three, I don't know, but most of them, no. So when Mark says you make the money, you could spend it any way you want, that should be a way you shouldn't be able to spend the money. That should be a way you can't spend the money. That should be illegal, because what that does is what does it do? I don't know. You already know. Everybody already knows what it does. What it does is it makes it so that normal people that are not rich, don't get any benefit from the government. Now, the right wingers, usually the Trumpers, will go, you have to work in society if you want to blah, 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 blah. You gotta earn it. You gotta pick yourself up by the bootstraps. No. It doesn't work like that anymore. That was the 50s. In the 50s, you could, if you were white. In the 50s, you could do that. Not anymore. No. Now your wages haven't gone up in, let's see, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2020. In like 70 years. 70 years, wages have not gone up. Profitability, production, all that has gone up. And where's that money go? Where's all that benefit go? Goes to the rich. And they keep passing legislation to make it so that we don't get anything. Like our unions are gone. Now, again, the right are brainwashed into thinking unions are bad. No, unions are good. Unions are the reason why we have only a 40-hour-a-week work week. Unions are the reason why you have health benefits from your job, if you do, because those are going away, and pension. And Social Security is another thing that comes from the left. These are all things that happened way back in time, and the right wing has just been trying desperately, and the left wing a lot of the time, trying desperately to destroy, because all they want is to accrue more wealth for them. All they want to do is like just hug it, and keep it, and not give a shit about people that are out there. The most of the people out there don't get to benefit from the incredible production that has come from this country. This one stupid statement right here, sorry, Mark, stupid statement, you make the money, you can spend it any way you want, is insane. Yes, except to hurt other people. Except to hoard money, except when it comes to passing legislation that makes monopolies okay. Because that's why my cable company, Comcast, is the only cable company I have to pick from. There are others, but they have shit service. So Comcast is like the only one in my area. If you want fast internet, Comcast, and they can charge you anything they want. No, anything. That's a monopoly. Okay. And then there's companies above, right? There's like a handful of companies that own, if you branch down, own the next level of companies, which own the next level of companies, which own the next level of companies. But they all trickle up to this little group of fucking companies that own everything. And those companies have so much fucking money that they're able to spend money on politicians, because who becomes politicians now? It's not people like Bernie Sanders who want to help people. It's not those people anymore. It's those people that realize, hey, if I can become a politician, I can make fucking bank. Those are the people trying to become politicians. there's very few people out there that are out there like going, you know what, I want to make humanity better. I think I want to make humanity better. That doesn't happen anymore. Becoming a politician has become a way to become rich. And that is a fucking problem. And that's what your stupid statement, you make the money, you can spend it any way you want. That's why that's the dumbest thing on here. And I cannot believe I've been talking about this for almost 10 and a half minutes. Because we haven't even got started yet on this thing. Okay, so let's just stop there for a second and say, yes, you can spend money any way you want except to hurt other people. Can we agree to that? Like you can't, because you can't hire, well, I'll get to that. Then he wrote, you do realize most of the rich, the Bezos, the Musks, the buffets of the world make very large donations to charities because they want to, not because they're forced to. Oh, isn't that nice? So let's say each of them gives $1 billion to the most incredible charity ever. Who fucking cares? That's great. Thank you. Except for over here, you're causing destruction of the entire society. Like, here's some money for cancer research. Destruction of the entire society. Everybody gets fucked over here, but they give a little money over here and the PR puts it out there. It's in news articles. Look, oh my God, look how much money this person gave. Blah, 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 blah. They don't go, oh, just so you know, they're also fucking you in the ass over here. Okay, but Mark apparently reads the articles about them giving charity and goes, you know what? They're rich. They're my spanking daddy. They're my slap me on the ass. Slap me on the ass. Oh my God, you're rich. Of course you can do whatever you want. Thanks for also giving some money to charity. No, it's a drop in the fucking bucket when they do that. Plus, they get tax breaks on taxes that they don't even fucking pay. So they end up getting fucking tax returns. Okay. And then this right here, I think there's a context error at the beginning of it. And does your limit raise when it costs your limit? Does your limit raise when it costs $10 for a gallon of gas, your limit? Oh, okay. So does your amount raise the amount that they're allowed to have as a billionaire? Raise, like now it's okay to be a billionaire when it costs $10 billion for a gallon of gas. To buy a car costs $150,000, and a 3-bedroom, 1,200 square foot house costs $800,000, and taxes are $40,000 a year. What? No, I think there should not be billionaires. Even then, I don't get what that says. I wrote pretty much what I just said, only smaller. Mark, spend however they want. So hitmen or sex trafficking or paying politicians to make or block legislation. Okay. Stop being their good little abused puppy. I don't care if they also give to charity. They take 1,000 times more from us. All then they give back. I don't understand what you meant in the second time in this part right here. I don't know what he means here. This part right here confuses the shit out of me. Mark said they can and get arrested. Okay, so they can do hitmen and trafficking and pay politicians to make block legislation. No. Maybe hitmen, maybe sex trafficking, but it's completely legal to pay politicians to make or block legislation. Completely legal to do that. No problems. No problem at all. There are these little things like you can't give a certain amount of money to a politician. It's true. However, what you can do is start a super PAC company that gives as much as it wants to a politician's campaign, and it's considered free speech. Did you know money from companies is considered free speech? You know why? Fucking Ronald Reagan again. Okay. Then he says, don't act like the super rich are the ones paying off the politicians. Then who the fuck is it? What? Who the fuck else is paying them? Or are they not being paid off? Is that what you mean? Because they are being paid off. Because when a politician's supposed to be making this much a year, but somehow they become mega rich somehow, or not mega rich, but super rich, someone's fucking paying them. Even if it's through, yeah, come speak at our event and we'll pay you $1 million to do so, and we'll give you 5 a year, or any way they want. They could do it through campaign donations. There's so many ways that they get paid. What the fuck does that mean? Don't act like super rich are the ones paying off politicians. What? Get arrested. They don't get arrested for paying politicians. And honestly, if they're fucking rich white guys and sometimes rich black guys, they get away with things like murder and sex trafficking on both fucking sides, left and right. So sick of the fucking right wing talking about the left wing. It's everybody. It's fucking the low. It's the fucking 99.9% against them, not left and right against each other. Sure, on little things, but we don't. But those are just talking points to fucking distract the shit out of us while they fucking bang us in the ass with a big fucking dick with no fucking lube. So, Lauren says, and I'll read it. I'll let my thingy here read it. If you would be
I have
so
a whole
kind.
theory on how to fix the economy with caps on individual earnings versus business earnings. There's no reason for anyone to make more than $1 million per year, and that's being generous. Cap personal income at $1 million per year. Any more earned than that goes directly into charity to fund shelters, food, healthcare, etc. Businesses, however, wouldn't need a cap. Instead of CEOs capitalizing on their employees' labor and paying them pennies while they get rich, this would no longer happen. Remember, everyone's capped at $1 million. If businesses keep their growth, then businesses would be able to pay their employees a fair, livable wage. Is it realistic? No. But I think in a hypothetical setting, it could maybe be a start to something woman shrugging medium light skin tone.
Wait, what is that? What is that little emoji? Wait, hold on.
To something woman shrugging medium light skin tone.
Medium shrugging lady white skin tone. Anyway, yes, Lauren, that sounds fantastic. However, it's a good idea. Too bad the people that can pass those, I should have said, pass legislation like that, are the super rich and greedy as fuck. So it can't happen because the people that can pass that stand to benefit from that not ever happening. But we could do is do a constitutional convention where we get 2/3 of the states to bypass Congress, but everybody's too busy watching fucking The Bachelor and American Idol to give a shit about that. So we're not gonna do anything about that today. Yep. Okay. Debra said to Lawrence, I'm just gonna turn this a little bit, turn the speed down just a little bit. Okay. Right here.
Lauren, the only way this would happen is if somebody actually took the initiative to make it happen. The next future billionaire would have to make a decision to create this business model while building their multi-million-dollar business. It is a realistic model. It's that future billionaire having this mindset that is unrealistic.
Exactly.
Yes. I only wish to win the lottery to be able to be extra generous with donations. Lauren,
Stop.
the only way...
Stop. When I say stop. Thank you, word. Yeah, same thing. The people that can make those decisions are being paid not to. That's all there is to it. They're not going to do that. Okay. Let's see. Here.
Yes. I only wish to win the lottery to be able to be extra generous with donations.
Good. That's very nice. I wish everybody felt that way. Okay, so then Toby says whom, and this is to my original thing up here. There should be no billionaires, okay? Okay, this gets fucking infuriating. So I just said the only answer I could come up with. Smart, good people, I guess. He said, Jayson, be careful. Would hate for you to get hurt if you fall off from your high horse. And I simply just wrote, I couldn't think of any other way to answer it. And I am right. in a world with smart, good people, there would be no billionaires. That's all there is to it. It's true. Unless, of course, we changed our money system completely and $1 billion wasn't as much as it is. Because right now it's fucking ridiculous how much $1 billion is. All right. So then Dan wrote to my original post. Why not? They spend the money to make the money. They spent the money to make the money. Yeah, I know. But imagine you're playing Monopoly and one person starts to become rich, right? In the game. What if the rules started to change as the more money you made in Monopoly, the more money you had, you were able to pay a fee, right? To never pay taxes ever again. You know that card you get that says next time you pay taxes, don't pay taxes? Or the card that says get out of jail free? Cards like that. Once you reached, like, I now have $100,000 in the game, what if now those two things just automatically applied to you? And in return, you're just paying a very small portion of the money to, like, the bank, okay? You pay, like, every round you're paying, whatever, $100 to the bank, right? And now you get out of jail free no matter what. You don't have to pay taxes no matter what. You get whatever the other fucking rules are in Monopoly. They don't apply to you anymore. They don't apply to the other people. They only apply to the person that's the richest in the game. Okay? That's what's happening now. The rich have enough money so that they don't have to worry about spending money on living expenses. What are the ways that rich people get away from paying taxes? Well, first of all, if you're super rich, you get special interest rates for your loans, nearly zero. So instead of spending your money, you take out a loan for whatever you want to spend that year, okay? Income from loans is not taxable. Thank you very much for that fucking bit of legislation for only the rich. So then they spend off of that loan and pay off that loan also, okay? All that money isn't considered income. They're just spending money that they got from the loan, which is tax deductible, okay? They don't pay money on the fucking loan that they took out, okay? So now they're not paying taxes. They're still spending a ridiculous amount of money, for whatever they want, fucking yachts or whatever they want. Doesn't matter. They took out the loan. They can spend it any way they want. It's like a personal loan or a business loan. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. That's how they fucking do it. Now, you go try and do that, and you're going to get a ridiculous interest rate, which makes it ridiculous for you to even try doing it. Because now you take out, let's say you make $50,000 a year, you try to take out a $50,000 loan, your interest rate on that loan is going to be so high, it wasn't worth it to fucking do that. So sure, you're not paying taxes, but you're paying through the fucking ass in interest rates. So it would have been better if you didn't take out the loan and you just paid your fucking taxes. But the rich don't have that. The rich can just fucking do it the other way. Why? Because the richer you are, the better you get benefits. Even in fucking Webull. If you have a lot of money in Webull, like, say, I don't remember what it is, it's either over $50,000 or $100,000, you can start buying before 9:30 in the morning. No fucking problem. You can also start buying and selling trades after 4. I think it's like a little bit of a limit, like to like 6:30 or something on the East Coast or whatever. But I know this because I know other people that have Webull. They don't have quite as much as I do in Webull, and they're like, do you think I should buy this? I'm like, I don't know. I would, and I always say, no, not legal, not financial advice, because I don't want to be responsible for people's fucking trades. But they'll be like, I can't do it. It's like 7:30 in the morning. I'll be like, weird. I just did it. Yeah, I learned. Because I have over whatever that limit is, I have benefits. Now, you think people that have millions of dollars in the stock market or in companies or platforms, you think they get benefits? Yeah, they do. They probably get a lot of benefits. I don't know what they are, but if I'm getting them for my measly amount that I have in, I guarantee you there's benefits keeps going up. And that happens with fucking everything. The richer you are, the more benefits you get. The poorer you are, the more you're fucking fucked. And that is why not? They spent the money to make the money means nothing. What you're basically saying is, hey, some people fucking make it and they're winners. The rest of us are losers. Oh, fucking well. No, we have the numbers. We can actually make a change if we want to make a change so that it's more fair. But the right wing has been so fucking brainwashed to think fair is weak. Okay? A better life is weak. You're weak if you want a better life. Weak motherfuckers. Oh, you want free health care like all the other countries that are rich and have money like we do? Oh, you're such a little wuss. No, maybe it's just better. Maybe the whole point of becoming the most powerful country in the world, maybe it's to, I don't know, set an example for ways of that people can have a better life, that society, I mean, that's what society has always strived for, right? It's, oh, we're in the Middle Ages, everything's so awful, there's fucking disease, everybody's fucking living in mud huts, blah, 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 blah. And so the idea is everybody wants to get better. And we do. We get better. We get industry. We get better housing. We get whatever, you know. But now our mud huts are fucking houses and apartments, and there's it's the same thing. It's just up. All I'm saying is everyone should be raised up, not just the fucking kings and queens. White kings. Let's settle it there. Not kings and queens. Okay, so then I said, blah blah blah, because they spend money to rig the system. Yeah, that should be illegal, right? Jayson, that seems very familiar. You pretty much put your foot in your mouth. No fucking idea what you're talking about, Dan. What? How? I said. So then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, oh, okay, you're talking about the whole thing where you're a little beta and you don't mind that your daddy has totally dominated you. I guess I'm just guessing here. So I said, yeah, sure. You're a beta that doesn't mind if your rich daddies rig the system so you can never have the American dream, which they fucking try to sell you. And that's why you like Trump, because Trump reminds you of your daddy, I guess. I don't know. All I know is the right wing acts so tough, but they love being that little spanked boy in the corner that's just like, you sit there and you work harder next time, mister. I don't care if you think it's unfair. You get that out of your head, because you just need to work harder and harder and you'll get there. I promise you will, because that's the American dream. And that's what you should be proud of that. You should be proud of that. No, I'm sorry. No, that's not true. You're brainwashed, motherfucker. Dan, Jayson, you need to work for the dream. Yes, I agree that you do need to work for the dream if you could reach it. Yes. It's not handed to you. I didn't ask that. I'm not asking for the dream to be handed to me, but I do think in a country that is as rich as ours, everyone should have the basics met. The basics. The basics being, don't you worry about homes or a place to live. Don't you worry about health care. By the way, we could fucking totally afford it. Don't you worry about that shit. Don't you worry about safety, because we got a military, right? And don't say, oh, well, all the money goes to the military, and you always complain about the military. Yeah, we spend way the fuck too much on military, okay? We could do 1/10 of it and be a lot better off, unless, of course, you're cool about us being a fucking empire, because that's what we are right now in this country. We're a fucking empire. But yeah, no, I don't need it handed to me. What I would like is to benefit from the fucking #1 country in the world that we live in, instead of being fucked in the ass while they tell us everything's wonderful, and fucking 50% of the, or 40% of the country is also telling us that we live in the best country in the world. We don't at all. Like literally, other than like maybe Hollywood movies, if you like blockbuster shit movies, we probably make those the best. And I don't know. That's fucking it. What else do we do that's the best? I don't know. I don't know what it is. It certainly isn't education. It's not healthcare. It's not housing. It's not helping the poor. It's not fucking anything else. I don't know what the fuck else we do better. It's not transportation. It's not infrastructure. It's none of that stuff is the best in this country. We're not the best country in those things at all. Okay? We're not. Go find a fucking statistic that tells you that we're the best in that shit. Education, higher education, none of it. None of it. We do make really good superhero movies, though. Boom! Anyway, look at the DNC donators. What the fuck? Why are you talking about the Democrats? All the politicians, except for like maybe a handful, and maybe just one, actually. But maybe, let's say a handful of fucking politicians are not taking donations, okay? All of them, left and fucking right. Get your left and right fucking brains fucking out of here. Yes, I am left. I'm left because I believe in, I don't know, helping human beings. And the right wing says, fuck off everybody unless I know you, maybe. Okay, that's true. But on a higher level, left and right are both, politicians are both fucking us in the ass. Okay? And why? Because they can, and it's legal. I just simply said, Dan, no, you fucking can't get the American dream. It's a big fucking lie now. It might have been in the 50s for white people, white men that have families or whatever, but it's no longer that way. And then I posted this good video on the Rust Belt cities' economic struggle, Left Behind America. It's a documentary from Frontline. I'm sure he didn't watch it because he doesn't want to actually learn anything. He's already been told by his daddy that everything's wrong. Toby again, Jayson. So, should using the legal system to take out one's enemy, but 91 counts, and then a raid on New York City Mayor Adams' house right after he mentioned publicly his disdain for our president over the southern border. What? Do you just not take care of while you're writing? I mean, I'm a terrible writer, and I try to reread shit. And if I write something and I see that it made no sense, I go back and fucking edit it. Okay, I'm going to let Word read this.
So should using the legal system to take out one's enemy, but 91 counts and then a raid on NYC Mayor Adams' house right after he mentioned publicly his disdain for our president over the southern border. Jayson. Toby, I don't know what this means, but if you are asking...
I wrote, Toby, I don't know what this means, but if you're asking a question, I'm going to guess the answer is no. I don't know what this means. I don't know what you're talking about. So should using the legal system to take out one's enemy. Okay, let's just this alone, okay? No. You should not use the legal system to take out your enemy. That's what Trump tries to do all the time. He actually has said, when I get into office, I'm going to put everyone that's against me in jail. That's what dictators do. Okay, fascist dictators. That's what happened in Italy, before World War II or maybe one. I don't know, but yeah, no, we shouldn't do that. I don't know what but 91 counts and the raid on New York City Mayor Adams' house right after he mentioned publicly his disdain for our president over the southern border. I don't know what that means. No, people should be able to say. People should be able to mention publicly their disdain for a president, so that person should not be penalized for that unless they outright lie and say something like, Mayor Adams is a pedophile or something, and he's not. Sure, you should get in trouble for that. But no, if you don't like their policies, I don't know what you're talking about, Toby. Whatever. So then Nancy said to Dan... Okay, let's have it read it.
Dan, you must be rich because no intelligent middle-class person in their right mind would vote for someone that has gone bankrupt 6 times and has to sell $299 gold sneakers and $60 Bibles to pay their legal fees. Personally, I would never let someone manage my money that can't manage their own. Not to mention Trump is a convicted sexual assaulter, a convicted fraud, still awaiting trial on 50+ felony charges. Hard to support someone that let their friend Steve Bannon steal from the Wall Fund and then pardoned him. Trump also let his son Eric steal from children's cancer charities with no consequence. That's who you want to run our country? You've got to be kidding me, right? The 2017 Trump tax law wasn't just a giveaway to the rich. It was also a big loss for most taxpayers. Jayson.
This is what I wrote.
Nancy, didn't you know? It's all false. Yup, every single one of those things is a lie from the left wing. For the first time ever, the left decided to go absolutely way overboard to discredit a right-wing candidate. Yup, the left couldn't just make up one negative thing about our RW candidate. Nope, they had to make up literally hundreds of things just to get the job done. LOL. Trump supporters should just think for a couple seconds about how stupid that sounds. Thing is, they believe Trump is a bad person and is guilty of all that shit. He reminds them all of their abusive dad or some shit.
Okay, so Nancy, Nancy just goes on a little rant here about all the things that's going on with Trump that the right wing completely ignore. They just fucking completely ignore. Okay, if you ask a right winger, they're gonna say what Trump says. All of it's fucking fake. Everything that is out there about Trump is fake. Okay, everything is fake. Let's pretend for a second 95% of it is fake, okay? Even 5% of the 100% of shit that we have heard about Trump and he's been indicted for, fucking accused of, we've seen videos of, even 5% of it, if you would have applied that to any president before him, they would have been fucking just totally disregarded as a possibility for presidency, or impeached, or ridiculed, or not elected for a second term. Look at little things like Obama wearing a fucking tan suit and what a big fucking deal that was, which I still don't understand. Okay? Compare that to one of fucking Trump's things. Okay? Not to mention the right wing seriously thinks that the left wing was just like, okay, we don't like Obama becoming president. What can we say? And they like attacked him on some policies, but then they went after his birth certificate, which, by the way, he proved that he was born in the country, which of course the right wing says is still fake. So they still don't believe it even when you prove shit. But with Trump, the left wing just all fucking out. They're like, let's go crazy. Let's create a video that has him saying horrible things about women. Oh, they don't give a fuck. The right wing doesn't care about that. Okay. Let's make up a bunch of shit about him suddenly becoming super good friends with like Putin and fucking China. Okay. The right wing are supposed to be these patriots that are like against the Ruskies and all that shit, right? Until when? Now suddenly they're like, at least Trump is trying to make friends with our enemies. Would you rather him not? Yeah, I'd rather him not. I'd rather him make friends with our enemies if our enemies aren't doing horrifying fucking things. If your enemy is doing horrifying fucking things, then yes, I would like you still to not be friends with them, because that's what a good person or a good country would do. You don't go to China and say, oh, what a wonderful man he is, when you realize the things that are going on in that country. You you go, I don't like what you're doing. Not, I do like what you're doing. Same with Russia. Same with any country that's fucking doing it. Israel right now with Gaza. We're like all, on one hand, we're like, we support our country. Our country's like, we support Israel 100%, but we're also going to send aid to their opposition and then complain that Israel is blocking the aid that we're trying to get to the Gazan people. Okay, wait, what are you doing? Are you supposed? Just say Israel, stop committing war crimes. Just say that. No, they can't do that because of the whole, if you say anything about Israel, you're suddenly saying everything about Jewish people. No, 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 no. Not Jewish people, the government of Israel. Jewish people, government of Israel. Very different things, just like American people, government of America. Very different. Okay? Stop with the anti-Semitism fucking bullshit. Okay? I'm not anti-Semitic. Do I think the Israeli government sucks? Fuck yeah. So go fuck yourself if you think I'm anti-Semite. But yeah, all the stuff about Trump, it's all made up. Every fucking last thing. You guys solved the fucking puzzle. Good for you, right-wingers. Every last fucking thing. What I really believe is what I said. Right here. I don't think they give a fuck. I don't think they care that all that stuff is real. I think Trump is their abusive daddy that reminds them of their abusive daddy or however that manifests. And I think they just don't give a shit about people. I think some people care about other human beings that they don't even know, and some people don't give a flying fuck about people that they don't even know, especially if they look different. And I think that's all it fucking comes down to for as far as the population goes. I think people like Dan, although he'll say I'm not a racist, I think he feels those people don't deserve the same thing as us people. I'm sorry, but that's all. I'm just guessing that from everything you ever say. I don't know it. That's just what I think, because nothing else makes sense. Because let's say you have a daughter and your daughter goes to a high school and you find out that the principal while his wife was just had a baby, after his wife had a baby, he went and had sex with a porn star. Then he's also, he paid money to hush money so that the porn star wouldn't put out an article in the local paper. All that comes out. You're going to be like, oh yeah, that's our principal for our high school. No, you're not, because the principal isn't making legislation that you happen to enjoy. Like, fuck the Mexicans, like fuck the black people. You like that shit. You like that shit. You like that he's saying things that are in your head that you've been told not to say for years. And now he's saying it. So it makes it okay for you to say it. And you're finally able to go, I can say whatever I wanted. I can say what I always wanted. That's why you like Trump. You also like that your daddy has you under his fucking foot. I don't know, some kind of kink or shit. I don't know what it is, but that's what it fucking seems like. Okay. Well, I don't like that. I don't like that our Trump daddy is like trying to squish us under his heel. And don't give me a fucking Biden thing. Biden is it's not my ideal fucking candidate for president. No, I agree. However, he's not even on the fucking level as Trump, okay? It is totally lesser of two evils, and it's never been such a big difference ever, in my opinion, and actually factually. Okay, Damien.
Agreed. There should definitely be people with $100 million in my opinion, but beyond that is some greed.
Okay, so Damien saying that to my original post. He thinks the cap should be 100 million. Sure. I don't know what the cap should be. Obviously, the details should be worked out. It wouldn't just be like me going, no billionaires, and then somebody going, that's a law. Obviously, it's complicated. It's you can only say so much in a fucking meme, right? Nathan says,
I'm fine with billionaires and megachurches if they pay their taxes. I want to start with taxes.
Yeah, back to the taxes. Agreed. Let's start there. You're a billionaire, you pay fucking billions in taxes. If you have $200-something billion, you should be paying billions in taxes. That's all there is fucking to it. You should at least be paying the same amount as everybody else, the same percentage. It should not be super, 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 super tax breaks for the rich. Because after they've bought everything they need and want, after they've paid off all the politicians, after they've fucking started their fucking rocket programs, whatever, and they still have hundreds of billions of dollars left, they're not putting that back into society. They're hoarding it. And if there's only a certain amount of money on the planet, then then most of the money's there. Like, again, there's only in a Monopoly game, there's only so much money in the box. If the richest person has almost all of it, there's not even enough to fucking pay the rest of the people. That's why they shouldn't be able to be so rich that they could just hoard hundreds of billions of dollars. That's what they're doing. They're hoarding it. They're not spending it. I said, sure, yeah, let's start there. And Debra said, Nathan, she agrees. So this was just a post. I'm sure there's more comments now. I just wanted to go over this. I might do this again. I'm sorry if I get super passionate. That me and Dan have had many good conversations. We went to school together. Mark, I don't know very well, but he said some cool stuff also. It's just this right-wing, left-wing shit that we really don't agree on. And I'm sure if they did a video, they'd be saying similar frustrating things about me. They would just be fucking wrong. Okay, that's pretty much it. And maybe I'll do another one of these if you like it. Comment if you do. If you comment, please try to put some thought into your comment. I just can't deal with like comments that are just like wrong or you're an idiot. Like, just tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm an idiot. If you're right and you say something logical, I'm gonna fucking change my mind. I'm going to. I promise. I will. If you say something fucking logical that makes sense. However, it's not easy to fucking change my mind. I don't just go, okay, you're right. I think about what you said. I behind the scenes, I do so much useless research on what people say. People will make a remark about something that I go, what? And rather than just go, they're stupid, I go fucking look to see why they would even say that. Because I want to know what makes a person that can drive a car, tie their shoes, make themselves food, and fucking hold a job would say something like that. Because it sounds stupid when I first hear it. So I want to know what is it? Are they right? Am I not hearing something? Am I not getting all the information? But every time I go looking, all I see is, oh, it's fucking, they're hearing it from this guy who works for this guy who works for this company who works for, it's always that. And it happens on the left too, believe me. I'll give you an example of of something on the left that I totally disagree with. Trump is a racist. Yes, he fucking is. However, the whole Charlotte, North Carolina thing, when he said there are good people on both sides and stuff like that, the left really did chop up that speech so that it sounded like he was saying Nazis are good. Now, I think Trump does think Nazis are good, but I don't think he said it in that speech. I do think he's a fucking racist, and I do think he likes Nazis, and I think he likes KKK, and I think he's fucking white supremacist. Absolutely. But I don't think he said it in that speech, because if you watch the whole speech, he was actually pretty careful with how he said stuff. But I don't like that the left wing cut it up to make it sound like what he really actually believes, because what that does is discredit the left, because you can easily tell that it's fucking chopped up. Okay? The left does things that are wrong, too. They're just not as wrong as the right. Okay? They're just not. And once again, I'm going to have to blame it on the amygdala. Maybe I'll leave a link into the article where they did a study on amygdalas. And this is what helps me sleep a little bit better at night, is that it said that basically people that are conservative tend to have a larger amygdala in their brain. And amygdala is responsible for a disgust response and fear response, which means that it was really, really important back in the hunter-gatherer stage of our development, in society, because what it would do is it would make it so your tribe would be here, and then somebody would come into the tribe from outside of the tribe, and you'd be like, get away. And that was important then, because they might have things like diseases, they might have ulterior motives, all that stuff. It's not the same fucking thing anymore. We're trying to become a civil society. Also, the world's kind of put together a little bit more of on a smaller level now, if you think about it, because of airplanes, trains, cars, and fucking internet. Okay, so it's time to get over the whole hunter-gatherer bullshit where somebody coming in from out is bad. Okay, but the large amygdala made those people prosperous in that time. For whatever reason, there are people with smaller amygdalas, and they have a less of a disgust reaction and a less of a fear reaction. And those are the left-wingers. They just accept it more. They're just less likely to be upset that somebody new comes into the group. They're less likely to be disgusted by someone that's different. It's just the way it is. Yeah, I'll try to find that article and I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, long fucking episode, I think. Ranting my ass off. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Sorry if I get really passionate. Anybody on the right that wants to actually have a conversation with me, of course, I might get passionate. We might get a little bit raw. But what I really want is the right and left to get together. I want the right and the left to get together so we can argue about guns, so we can argue about abortion. Because right now, our arguments are pointless. The right and the left wing people, the mass population, don't have a say in what happens in this country. We just don't. We don't. The rich people are controlling it. The rich people are controlling the media. It's not just the left that controls the media. The whole fucking thing is rigged, okay? Yes, get your tinfoil hats, put them on, whatever you need to do. It's fucking rigged. It makes fucking logical sense, and it's fucking catastrophe. And Trump's the worst of the two. He just is. Do I want Biden as my president? He did a pretty good job, actually, if you go actually look at the statistics. Do I want him? No. Would I have rather had Bernie? Yes. Bernie's even a little bit too not far enough left for me. Do you know this country's left is actually in the middle? Is more center politically in all the other countries that are as rich as us? Yeah, he'd be considered a centrist politician in like all the other fucking countries. But anyway, if you like this, or if you don't like it, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down. Subscribe if you like. And if I see a response, maybe I'll make some more videos. I just really I felt like doing this. But anyway, that's it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.